My name is Eric Covey. I'm from the Denver metro area, and my nonprofit is Even Keel. So I founded Even Keel back in 2020 after one of my longest and closest friends was a police officer for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and ended up taking his own life after breaking his back during a SWAT call. So seeing that happen to him and his family and that total devastation of the loved ones that were close to him, I knew I had to help. So I founded Even Keel. So when officers are critically injured in the line of duty, suffer a critical illness, or have a mental illness that we cannot see, we're there to provide them and their families direct, immediate financial assistance. Awesome cause for sure. Very cathartic. Wish I didn't have the nonprofit. Wish he was here still with us, of course, but what we've been able to do has been pretty awesome and keeping his name alive in our community for sure. So he actually introduced me to my fiance. Being able to help carry on his legacy through Even Keel and help police officers when they need it most is pretty important. When I first heard about Colorado Under Par, I was actually introduced to them by one of my good friends who I work with, and he actually met Colorado Under Par at a networking group that he was in, and it was actually a golf networking group. So it was the best of both worlds, and he knew that I was starting Even Keel. We're both huge into golf, and you need to raise money when you're a nonprofit. And one of the best ways to do that, one of the more fun ways to do that, in my opinion, is to do that at a golf tournament. So he introduced us at Colorado Under Par. We met for the first time. This is our fourth annual tournament. So we met 4 years ago, and it's been amazing ever since. Having that help, having that expertise of somebody like Colorado Under Par and what Andrew is capable of was a huge relief to me. I'm not good at planning. I don't like planning. And they take all of that grunt work and the planning and the contracts and the marketing to the next level to really help us out and help these tournaments succeed. That was a golf networking group of all things. I didn't know it existed, but I'm glad it did because that's where I met them. The biggest challenge was I'd never put on a golf tournament before, and I didn't necessarily want to put on a golf tournament. I wanted the benefit of it. I love playing in golf tournaments, but actually planning them and putting them on, getting the participants to come out, the marketing behind it, all the prizes, contracts. I had no idea how any of that worked. I didn't want to learn how that worked. I could invite people to the golf tournament. I could help out in that aspect, but everything else was a huge challenge, mainly because I didn't want to do it. I didn't know where to start. And that's where Colorado Under Par really came in and set the bar at a level that I could really value and really take advantage of to have success now for our fourth tournament coming up here next May.
Nice.
So there's many different companies out there that want to help promote golf tournaments, put on golf tournaments for you, have different ways of doing it. So when you start golf tournaments and charity golf tournaments like I did for Even Keel, the internet is a powerful tool. People come out of the woodworks, they find you and they try and market what they can do and what they can do better or different to help you out. And I entertained some of those people, and the authenticity wasn't there, the attentiveness, the quickness and replies to emails and questions. Andrew and Colorado Under Par, they feel like friends to me. These companies felt like companies trying to make a profit, and also had heard not the best things about some of these other companies, that they fell through on tournament days. They didn't deliver what was promised. And Colorado Under Par, they had my trust from the beginning. So I wanted to do business with them. These companies still reach out to me, still try and get in with our tournament, even though it's been successful. And nope, Colorado Under Par, they're my guys. They're the people I'm always going to use. So I don't need any more help. That's it. Not so much signing up. Concerns for the golf tournament weren't really involved around Colorado Under Par and Andrew and his team. It was just more so the result of the tournament, that I'd never done it before. They had success prior. It's hard for me to ask people for money, ask them to pay to come out to a golf tournament, especially a charity golf tournament. Typically, it's more expensive than regular golf, even though most people are overwhelmingly willing to, especially if they have good belief in what that cause is for. So my biggest concern was just me being able to get the golfers there, get the turnout and the recipients or the participants at the golf tournament so we could make it a big success. But Andrew and his team were great helping me do that. Their marketing was amazing. The amount of people that they reach through their marketing, and they're reaching people that are tied to the law enforcement community, which my nonprofit is all about. People who are invested in that cause, people who love to golf, So it's a no-brainer that they have expert marketing. And that really put, after that first year we had success, that really put my main concerns of fielding a tournament kind of at ease for sure. So the process with working with Colorado Under Par is hands down a great experience. You don't know what you don't know getting in kind of that partnership, starting something new. I'd never hosted a golf tournament before. First off, you kind of have a fact-finding meeting with them after you decide that, hey, yes, I want to go into business with you. Help me out with this golf tournament. I think this would be an amazing partnership. You kind of have that fact-finding first initial meeting. You go over your goals for the meeting, the courses that you want to play at, the courses that you think would be a right fit for your charity, the people in your kind of community that are going to support you. They've got access to tons of different golf courses around the metro area. So we could choose the course that was a right fit. You could choose the course that was kind of the right price for entry into the golf tournament. How much do you want to make? What are your goals that you want to make? All right, well, we can charge people $200, $300, $400. It's all up to you, but we have to get people there. Then what do you want to do on the course? When you go to all these golf tournaments, they've got different vendors, they've got different hole sponsors, they've got different on the course kind of activities and challenges that you can beat the pro, long drive competitions, closest to the pin. They really walk you through all of that, and it's all monetized, for a lack of better phrasing, that, hey, we're still a nonprofit. We want to make money, but all right, what's that going to look like? What do people feel are the best investments for their money and their time in these tournaments? How many events do you want on each side, each 9 holes? Do you want one pro on each hole to try and beat and raise money, help you raise money? Do you want hole sponsors? How much do you want those hole sponsors to go for? That's completely up to you. Everything's kind of customizable, a la carte. They're there to build the tournament for you. They've got a menu of all these different options that you've probably been to golf tournaments before. You know what makes them over the moon fun and what might be a little bit lacking. And they're there to kind of walk you through that process that, all right, well, if we do X, Y, and Z, our bottom line, if we get 100 golfers, this is what we can look at making. And then also adding on top of that, well, what do we do for door prizes? Do you want door prizes? They have access to silent auctions. They've got access to amazing marketing for raising money for your nonprofit, that you're buying different levels of tickets, that, hey, with this ticket, you get a couple of mulligans, you get a team mulligan. With this ticket, it's the super ticket. It's the most expensive, to help you raise as much money as possible for your nonprofit. That process was amazing to me. I had no idea what I was getting into, but being able to really walk through that process with somebody who knows that industry so well made it incredibly easy for sure. I think always when you're going through big events like this, a big charity golf tournament for your nonprofit, you're always going to experience challenges, various hurdles that were unexpected. I remember our first tournament, maybe even our second tournament, it was getting close to that due date of this is our last day to register. We might have had 15 participants registered, maybe 20, and we needed at least 45 or something to just have the tournament. And that would be a tremendously terrible turnout for the tournament. And I was freaking out. So we were able to hop on a call with Colorado Under Par, and they assured us that this is pretty par for the course, that we've done tons of these tournaments. This is kind of what happens, that people want to do these tournaments. They put them on their calendar, they schedule them out, and then at the last minute, they sign up for the tournament. And that happened, and that's happened every year since. That if I was running this tournament on my own, I would have been freaking out. I might have canceled the tournament, lost my down payment at the course or something like that. But they assured me that we're going to reach our goal of 75 people that first tournament. We did that. And every year since, we've exceeded that every year. But it's kind of been the same expectation or the same experience that, hey, we've got 20 people signed up and we've got 1 month for this tournament. What's going on? But they put a big marketing push out there, and knowing that people are kind of late to the party, even though they have this scheduled out, they just don't register for whatever reason. They're also amazing on the course, that you're going to experience hurdles on the course. A couple of years ago, we got all the tee times backed up, or all the groups backed up, or a few of the groups, and they were lagging clear behind, and we're trying to figure it out. Andrew just helped me push through that. I would say 95% or maybe 90% of everybody else were done with the tournament. And we had yet to have a couple of teams come in, and he told us just to kind of power through it. Let's move on with kind of the awards and the presentation and what we're there to do. And then we brainstormed that next year on how to problem solve moving forward for that. And that last year that we had the tournament, it was phenomenal. Most smooth running tournament, but it would have been a tricky situation if it was just me out there. I might have waited for everybody to come in. People are leaving because they had a certain amount of time planned for the tournament. So having somebody's expertise and their really knowledge behind these golf tournaments, they've seen everything under the sun, really kind of encourage you, yep, we can move forward. It's going to be okay. You might make 8 people mad versus 90 people. Having that support during the tournament is crucial as well. My first year working with Colorado Under Par, I believe we had a goal of 74 players, so basically half of a full field of golfers. That was our goal, and we hit that. I think we had 76 or 78 golfers. That was my biggest concern, was getting to that number of people. The more people you get out, the more money you can raise. Monetarily, we're there to raise money, and it's kind of hard for me sometimes to ask for donations. They just played for or paid for the tournament. That in their mind is a donation, but we get a small percentage of that. So you have to find ways to make more money throughout the tournament, being selling those raffle tickets or selling those super tickets that Colorado Under Par is known for. That goes 100% into your pocket. Getting the sponsors, that was a big concern of mine too. Those sponsors are big ticket items, but Colorado Under Par, they came through in a big way and they got sponsors for me, some big time sponsors. So monetarily, I don't think we necessarily had a goal that first year. I just wanted to have a successful tournament and have enough people there that was a half of a field. So I believe we made about $15,000 that first year, which was phenomenal. I was over the moon about that. And then every year I had a starting point of a goal moving forward. Every year we've grown after that. We've had more participants. People keep coming back to the tournament. New people, as Colorado Under Par is continuing to grow, they have way more reach in their marketing now that our tournament is getting bigger and bigger. So each year we've gotten 80 to 85. I think last year we had 88 members. So this year our goal is 100 participants in the even keeled golf tournament. And each year we've gotten close to that 20,000 or over that $20,000 donation or funds raised through this one day of a golf tournament. And that's just through the generosity of everybody playing, and myself, who mainly runs even keel. I don't have much of a team. And then Colorado Under Par. So I think that's a huge testament to what they can do and help you through this when you set your goals and expectations for the tournament. They can help you accomplish those for sure. I think the most valuable part of working with Andrew and Colorado Under Par is their expertise. That even keel is my passion project. It's incredibly cathartic for me, but it's not my job. I don't make money from it. I don't take money from it. I've got a full-time job outside of that. So knowing I have a team behind me that is doing everything that they can to make this tournament successful is a huge relief for me. That we've got check-in calls, but I know that it's in good hands with them. They've done this before, that they have all of their marketing. They have all of the access to all the different vendors, different sponsorships, different ideas for the tournament to monetize it, to make more money. You have check-ins every couple of weeks. They let you know what you're looking at for participants, sponsorships, various things that make tournaments so memorable for the participants that if it weren't for them, honestly, I probably wouldn't be doing a golf tournament. There's just so much work that goes into it. And this is our main event that we do for Even Keel. We have small fundraisers here and there. But if it weren't for Andrew and Colorado Under Par, I'm not sure where Even Keel would be, because it's our number one moneymaker and it's always successful. So I couldn't recommend them enough for sure that I wouldn't be doing it without them. I would absolutely recommend Colorado Under Par to other nonprofits. They're so well versed in the golf community. People in the golf community know about them. They've played in their tournaments, their different golf expos. They have a reach that you might think that you can get a full field of golfers, and maybe you can, but then their expertise with how a golf tournament works, the access to all the different vendors and sponsorships. So they're working on sponsors kind of around the clock for various tournaments and what would fit well for your golf tournament that you don't have to worry about. They're so customizable in what they do that they want to help you achieve whatever your goals are for your nonprofit. And being the experts in the field that they are, it's an easy no-brainer that I would absolutely work with them. Don't think about losing out on potential funds that you get in your golf tournament. Think about all of the gain that you can get having an expert like this. Well, yeah, I might lose out on X amount of dollars though. Well, yeah, but the amount of time and the expertise and how smoothly your tournament's going to be ran, odds are you wouldn't have made that money anyhow. So I wouldn't do it without Colorado Par. And if you're thinking about starting a golf tournament for your charity or nonprofit, I would definitely recommend using Colorado Under Par for sure. Colorado Under Par really alleviates all the grunt work for a charity golf tournament. They take all of the heavy lifting off of your plate. They're still involved and you're still involved in the process, but your goals, they're going to help you achieve them while you kind of just sit back. They take everything over and you can really maximize your one charity golf tournament by using Colorado Under Par and their expertise. No, I don't think so, which is kind of a good thing because everything is ran. So there's small things like the first year we had our golf tournament. We didn't have a card reader for even keel. Like I had no idea. I kind of fell into the nonprofit. So that first year I didn't have a card reader for donations for even keel. And they happened to have an extra one. So we were able to use that. Other years we had hole sponsors, like tented hole sponsors that didn't bring tables, didn't bring a tent. They had a spare tent. They had a spare table to help them out, the sponsors. It's the little things that kind of go a long ways, that there weren't major interruptions, unexpected occurrences that could have made the tournament a disaster, which is a good thing. It kind of is a testament to how well they do their job. But the little things they do extremely well. Where there could be issues, they're there to step in and help you out for sure. So to describe Colorado Under Par, Andrew and his team would be professionals. They're definitely experts in their field. They're accountable. One of my biggest pet peeves is not getting answers when I need them. The ability to connect with them on a timely manner. They're responsive when you have questions. Everything that evolves around a professional company is what I think of Colorado Under Par, that I want somebody that I can count on and is accountable to me as well. And that's what Colorado Under Par has done year over year now, going into our 4th year of our charity golf tournament for even keel. I think one thing that Colorado Under Par really taught me to do with even keel and our nonprofit and our charity golf tournament was being comfortable with asking for donations, asking for money. People are willing to pay for the golf tournament, but we have so many other ways out there on the course to raise money that we've got the super tickets that Colorado Under Par has created, and they're there to help us raise money. So they've taught me how to ask for the super ticket, and it's more costly, but people are out there for a good cause. They want to help you out. They know you personally. They know your cause personally. Being able to put more events out there on the course where it's not overburdening, but you will still raise a good amount of money. That this is how a smooth golf tournament runs, and people are going to pay for these events. That it's fine to ask for money. Worst case scenario is they're going to say no, and that's okay. But many of those people end up saying yes and end up saying yes often, and you can make a ton of money doing so. So Colorado Under Par has kind of coached me through that and taught me that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why they're here. It's for a good cause. So don't be hesitant, reluctant, or shy to really ask those questions and ask for those donations. Colorado Under Par, I had no idea what I was getting myself into with starting a nonprofit, having a charity golf tournament. It was just overwhelming, stressful, and Colorado Under Par has eased all of those concerns every single year. This year, we're actually having the golf tournament 2 days or 3 days before my wedding, so that's a little bit stressful. But knowing that I've got a team like Colorado Under Par behind me, they know those things are coming up. So we're being more proactive this year, and they're helping me with that. That every year that I'm confident we're going to reach our goals, it's going to be a successful tournament. Rain, snow, or sunshine. We've had snow before in our golf tournaments, and they've turned out amazing. I wouldn't be doing the golf tournament if it weren't for them. They're the only company that I would use. They're the only company that I would recommend. And I can't speak highly enough about even keel for sure, the nonprofit, or Colorado Under Par for sure, being able to help us raise all the funds that we have. And it's mainly through that golf tournament every single year with Colorado Under Par. when you're getting into a golf tournament and you've never done it before, you just don't know what you don't know. It can be successful, but I think the challenges are going to greatly surpass the success that you have if you don't use a professional company like Colorado Under Par for sure. That's where the true values come in. You don't know what you don't know. Maybe in the future you can move on. You've got a full field of golfers every single year and you've learned how it works, but I don't recommend doing that. Why take a professional out of the mix when they carry so much of the heavy lifting for you to have a successful tournament? I would definitely always use Colorado Under Par and plan to.